Hello, Jeff Disher here again from OpenAutonomy. Today I'm going to be walking through how to set up a normal user and set the new details, and also some of the changes we've made recently from the old appearance system, the new details system, as well as the introduction of the new search functionality and things like that. I'm going to be using the demo server today to test this, the one that's running on the Raspberry Pi, but soon we'll be as we've got a market trial that's progressing and becoming increasingly open to new users, soon our corporate server will soon be accepting normal users there. So it's much higher performance, much higher bandwidth. Everything that I'm talking about here will apply in that environment as well. In fact, it'll be a little simpler because it's all on the same server. This is going to go across a few. So first of all, this is the normal kind of layout. This has been changed recently, a bit more colorful, buttons looking nicer, things like that. I'm going to start by, same thing as a lot of the usual examples. I'm going to try uploading an appearance. Now, even though appearance has been changed to details, it still actually works the same way as before. It's just that it now provides a little more information and allows for user searching later. So I'll go to details now that I've actually uploaded that. So that shows up down there now. I'm going to say this is now a much richer set of information because it's used in other ways too, but it does still generate your appearance. So I'll say just so it's obvious what's going on here. And I'll select this image. Yeah, so is that looks like me today, I guess. And some simple things like that. Cats, software, things like that. Basic, some basic things. Any of these can be left out. Works just fine. So now that that's been set, you see there's kind of a stall with that just because the Raspberry Pi doesn't turn around as quickly as I'd like on some of this stuff, but the corp server does work fine. So now this is set up. You can see it's the nickname that's actually used in the appearance. Now, one of the things that's new is the search capability. Now that actually, there's a few sort of interesting things to point out with this. First of all, because OpenAutonomy is a distributed system, it can't search for all users in the world at the same time. But it actually can search for more users than are just on your server. It's able to discover other users as people use the system. So for example, let's say I'm looking for someone talking about cats. Like, okay, I found myself. That makes sense. Now, what I can do is say I go to, I'll just refresh this so you can see that everything is flushing through. I'm going to copy my identity link and use the approach I talked about before for logging into the OpenAutonomy, for logging into remote servers. So I'm going to just go through the report a bug link just because it's easy to do. And now this is, as you see, on the OpenAutonomy corporate server. So I'm going to log in here and say yes, I'll confirm that I can log in there. And now I'm over here and you can see this is the person who owns this app, the actual identity for the corporation. Now this search link, it's going to have different users that it can work with. So say I search for cats again here, and it actually finds the same user. The way it can do this is that because I've logged in here, or because someone here has mentioned me, the search database now knows about me, and it knows my details, so I can be searched for there. Now if I do something like, say I go back to this, and say I want to start trusting this user. So now on this side it does this, and this hasn't loaded yet. I'll confirm that. Now if I go back onto mine, it now shows that I'm trusting that user, and here, say I'm looking for people who are corporations, I should find it there. So now, even though I'm on the demo server, it actually has discovered another user because that user hasn't logged in here or anything, but I've referred to them, which meant that the system found out where they were, because whenever you refer to someone, it now knows that they exist and it knows where they are, so it can find information about them. So this means that any of the servers that actually exist, they'll always be able to search for people who live on that server, but also they can search for anyone that those people refer to or anyone else who's ever logged in. So this is how the database for each individual server can actually become its search database can become larger than its own user base. And this is part of the power of what you can do with a distributed system like OpenAutonomy. So that's all. Everything else here is pretty much what it has been in a lot of the other tutorials. What's going to happen going forward is that soon we're running a market trial right now with on the OpenAutonomy.com server, and this is meant like there's sort of a limited beta where we're allowing people access to it to try it out and tell us what they think and what should be changed. And over time that'll become increasingly public to the point where it will be much like the demo server. You'll just have to agree to the terms of service, and then you can log in and use it. And that one won't be deleted every night. It'll actually exist for, well, potentially forever, but minimally until there's actually a serious problem or a serious rethinking that needs to be done. So it's still technically a beta because I'm not. There's nothing we're doing to acknowledge that it's going to continue, but it is something that can be used by people as on an ongoing basis. And throughout the market trial, we'll also be doing the open source release, which is going to come out in little pieces at a time as each component is sort of sanitized and rethought, because a lot of it has been in the middle of being madly changed for the past several months. So that's what we're doing going forward. I'll be putting up some video and some information about that as it becomes fully available. But for now, the demo server is still available to try any of this out. And another video will come out with more information in the future. Anyway, thanks, and I hope to see you around it soon.